So I think we just take questions.
Sunil Sanger from Canon Asset Managers. Firstly, compliments on fantastic half-yearly results, and we hope to see more of this in the future. A couple of questions. One, on the increase in inventories. There's a very sharp increase in inventories from the end of the previous year. Is it just a timing issue, or is there any strategy behind the build-up in the inventories? Secondly, on the asset side, Mr. Segment spoke about that, and I think there was an earlier announcement from them and from management that you would be looking at an asset revaluation this year. Whether that is still on track, and what do you expect in terms of the asset revaluation in the second half? Thank you.
So, Charles, we'll take some questions, or we all answer one by one. Where is Charles? Okay, no problem. You know what, Sunil, I'll start. You had two questions. One of them I'll answer, the other one on the assets revaluation, which we expected to come up in this discussion. Okay. The first question on inventories. Yes, there is a big jump. And whether it's a strategy or, a situation at a point of time, I must say, I didn't expect any question on that. But I'm thinking how to answer, because it's a lot to do with the strategy. And I'm trying to be careful of exposing the strategy and explain to the investors why we do so. Okay? So bear with me, and I know you are an investor, you are a shareholder, so I'm sure you'll understand why I wouldn't like to talk about it. Because truly it's about strategy. And if I go into the explanation, I think I will expose the strategy. Please, you bear with me. Pat, on the revaluation.
On the revaluation, yes, it is true that we made a comment, Mr. Segment made a comment in a past commentary about the valuations. It's something that the board deliberated yesterday about whether we should go ahead with valuations. Valuations has been an issue that's concerned us, especially with the way property prices have been developing and escalating quite dramatically over time. And we know, especially in the countries where we operate, the market prices of properties has really jumped. Mr. Segment mentioned it when he did his presentation. What we as a board discussed really is that we don't want to bring on assets onto the balance sheet that may represent a bubble or something that's not a realistic figure that may even reverse when you do your next valuation. That's the one thing. The second thing is that if we compare normal market business trends with industry practice of some of the companies that are listed and even industry players in our own industry, most of those companies do their assets on historic costs. So the board actually approved that we actually will not continue with valuation of assets any longer. We will revert to historic costs. It'll be a much better managed balance sheet.
Okay, any other questions? Please.
Myself, Rakesh Kashyap. I have a question. You have very hefty shareholder funds against capital of just 73 million. Is the company thinking of issuance of bonus shares at any time? And secondly, can we have an update on the court case against Kenya Pipeline Company? Thank you.
Did you say Rakesh? Okay. Okay, the two questions. I'll take the two questions and I'll respond to that. Maybe Patrick can chip in on the first one. You are a shareholder, I believe, isn't it? Okay. This issue has come up in, I would say, almost all AGMs, whether we would consider a bonus share. As of now, I may say that the board has not decided and actually does not think we should at this stage. I think with the dividend policy, it's sufficient and it is a fair way of giving return to the investors. A bonus share will be maybe considered at later stage if we go for a major financing arrangement for a major acquisition, and we'll introduce that aspect as well as part of the whole I would say structure of financing a major acquisition within Africa. So at this stage, nothing much to inform and no change. And as a shareholder, I may ask you, don't you think with that kind of dividend, it's good enough? And if you look at it, it is over 5 or 6% return on the share price on half-year basis, isn't it? 57 cents on a share price of what, 10.9 or 10. Yeah, I think it's 10.9. So we are talking about a fair return to investors in KenolKobil. On the KPC issue, which I know it's a major issue and everyone has been following it up, it has been a lot in the media. It is still ongoing. It is well known to everyone that KPC did not deposit the money within the 14 days as the court ruled. We went ahead with the winding up process. Now their appeal is in court. Court of Appeal actually, the Chief Justice appointed 2 judges already to take this case, and we want to believe that this matter will be sorted out in court or otherwise, because I still want to leave a window, or otherwise within a short time. Okay? You can rest assured this KPC potential asset is not anywhere in the P&L of this company. Okay? So as a shareholder, rest assured there is a potential reserve, a potential P&L item in future. I can tell you we truly believe we have the right to enforce the arbitration ruling. It's a big amount, we all know, but if you make wrong, you have to pay for it. And that's what we are making sure that it will be, and we believe it will be. And we trust the judiciary system in Kenya. We believe it has proved itself to be fair, and it will deliver justice here. Thank you.
Sorry, can I just go back to that query that you had about the inventory? It is true, I mean, what Mr. Segman said, it's very strategic about inventory management, and we mentioned that. But one of the things that we should always also remember, the product prices have really increased over time, and the exchange rate has also affected prices. So those factors have also affected the level of the stock, the value of the stock.